I'm sure most of us know about adaptations, Power Rangers from Super Sentai for example. When it comes to Korea, they dub over the Sentai but keep the Power Rangers name. To make a long story short, our multicolored heroes in spandex are very popular in Korea, but it's easier and cheaper to slap on the Power Rangers logo. Although some seasons were skipped because they were considered too Japanese. A dub of Gao Ranger replaced Shinkenger before, but what could be done to skip Ninja? Juden Sentai Kyoryuger was very popular and arguably still is, especially in Korea where it has some of the best-selling merchandise. Kyoryuger was a pretty fun season, so I can see how it became popular. While I have personal biases, there's no doubt that maybe something could be done with Kyoryuger in Korea. If it makes money, then keep it going. And so, a sequel was made for Kyoryuger, but not just any sequel. I remember the build-up for this new project. Pictures of the new suits were floating around. Some people thought it was cosplay for fan-made photo shoots. Others thought that Kyoryuger would be making a comeback. Then we saw the poster. Power Rangers Dino Force Brave. A season produced in Korea, for Korea. Not much was really known from a behind-the-scenes perspective, but Koichi Sakamoto, the producer for Kyoryuger, also produced Dino Force Brave, so things were looking positive. As a quick note, Dino Force Brave did get a Japanese dub, but I'll be referring to characters by how they're called in Dino Force. It's not too bad since a lot was still kept from Kyoryuger. Besides, there isn't much difference from the Japanese dub anyway. And as another quick note, Kyoryuger did eventually get their own comeback as a promotion for the mobile game Brave Frontier. The cast was back for episode 33.5 and it was just as hype as getting another season or sequel series. Let's get to it and finally talk about Power Rangers Dino Force Brave. We start with a recap of Dino Force, or Kyoryuger. Now the Earth is in trouble once again. Cue theme song. I love this theme so much. I might even prefer it over the original Kyoryuger theme. It just seems a lot more fun with more of a sense of hope. A spaceship closes in on Earth. The aliens inside are searching for the power of the Dinosaur King. They're known as Neo Dayboss, led by Daisaurus. They don't really have anything to do with the original Dayboss, but you can tell that some suits are reused, and they look pretty good. A couple of monsters find Giga Bragigas to seal it away with Canderella and Lakiro still inside. Torin returns from the spirit world to save them, but he says that new warriors are needed. On Earth, a group of girls crowd around an idol, Sechang, while a guard, Hyunjin, tells them to go away. A monster attacks, so the two try to fight back, as a stranger with a recolored mini Tira walks up and joins them. We'll see more recolors later, but this dino's name is actually Kamen Tira. Also, I'm really sorry to be butchering these names. I'm not Korean or Japanese, so yeah, sorry about that. Torin, being impressed by the stranger, hands him a really cool recolor of a Gabba revolver, saying that the stranger, Joohyuk, reminds him of King. Then, it's time. The transformation is pretty much the same as before. The dance is a lot cooler though. Speaking of cooler, I love these suits too. The added white colors are a good touch since they work well with other primary colors. Joohyuk digs into Lakiro's pouch and hands a couple of Gabba revolvers to Sechang and Hyunjin. The three summon their dinos to combine them into Brave Tyranno King. The individual dinos have a slight molding change, but I really don't mind. The extra bits change them enough to stand out, and being an American, I'm used to Bandai recoloring mechs. Now for our ending theme. I like it, though not as much as Kyoryuger's, but still, it's fine. I know you guys have noticed how samey and fast things have felt so far. The pace is almost as fast as Kyoryuger's, and if I say the word recolor anymore, I'm gonna have to make up a new word to avoid being mundane. Sure, things feel fast, but they kind of have to be. Believe it or not, this episode is only 12 minutes long. Dino Force Brave has only 12 episodes, but they're pretty short. I'll talk more about this later, just keep that in mind. Canderella hands our three-man team some really awesome jackets. Now they're known as Dino Force Brave. Seriously, where can I get those jackets? They're amazing. Some shenanigans happen and we run into our next two team members, a rich boy, Perun, and obligatory girl, Dohi. So that was episode 2. Following that, we're introduced to Joohyuk, a space mercenary who wants to be hired by Neo Dayboss to defeat the Dino Force. Dinosaurus notices a mark on Joohyuk's neck and accepts his proposal. The Dinoforce are training one day when Joohyuk chuckles, saying that they seem like a family now. He gets a bit emotional since he's always wanted a family. When he was younger, he was separated from his brother. Then Joohyuk attacks them and transforms. Unfortunately, the Gold Ranger's suit hasn't changed, but I don't mind. It's still as awesome as the first time I saw it. Joohyuk takes him on. It reminds him of a sparring match he had with his brother. The Dinoforce fight Joohyuk's mech, although they're too weak to face him, even if it's a 5 versus 1. The fight is taken to the ground as Joohyuk forces the team members to unmorph. Joohyuk says a phrase that Joohyuk recognizes. Joohyuk stands over him and notices a mark. A mark from his older brother. Joohyuk scoffs and walks off. Back at base, Joohyuk really believes that he just faced his brother. The rest of the team seem unconvinced, and even want to bet if it's true. Wow, so much for feeling like a family. Dinosaurus appears in front of Joohyuk wanting to fight. The Dinoforce arrive to help, so they transform. Right in front of Dinosaurus. Okay, I admit that this looks really awesome, but with or without context, dancing in front of the big bad seems kind of, weird. Afterwards, Se-chan considers bringing in Joohyuk to Neo Debos. A monster attacks them and Joohyuk protects Se-chan, because now they have a temporary mercenaries contract. With that, all 6 team members morph together. Gosh, that dance is still amazing. Torrent suggests that the team needs to unseal Giga Bragigas next. To do so, they need to defeat the monster sealing it. Joohyuk stops the team from entering the cave that Giga Bragigas is in. Hyunjin decides to face Joohyuk alone as the team fights the monster. Another Neo Debos monster interferes, but Hyunjin protects Joohyuk after hearing Joohyuk saying Joohyuk's usual phrase. Oh my gosh, this sounds like a tongue twister. Inside the cave, the Dinoforce defeat the monster, but it pieces itself together again, causing Giga Bragigas to go on a rampage. The Dinoforce think of a plan. There's a short window before the monster pieces itself together, so they'll defeat the monster and Torin can take back Bragigas. Joohyuk will fight on the ground while the rest of the team fight the monster on top of a building. Se-chan and Hyunjin hesitate, wanting to help Joohyuk, but first they gotta do this really cool morph. I seriously can't get over how awesome this morphing sequence is. Back on the ground, Joohyuk runs over to protect Joohyuk. We see that Joohyuk's mark has disappeared. The mark indicates who the owner of the Dinosaur King's power is. That person is Joohyuk. The monster is defeated and Torin takes the chance to control Giga Bragigas. Man, I'm really loving the new looks of these mechs. Joohyuk thanks Joohyuk for the help, but then slashes at him. Torin finds Joohyuk passed out and wakes him up. Joohyuk knows that Joohyuk was gonna fight the last of the Neo Debos alone, so Joohyuk was trying to protect him. Joohyuk was right. Joohyuk and friends were fighting monsters this entire time. Joohyuk protects Joohyuk and unleashes the Dinosaur King's power. The two share words of encouragement and agree that they should fight together. So they do. And it's really cool. Back at base, Torin explains that a long time ago there was a warrior who had the strongest brave of all, and was named the Dinosaur King. If Joohyuk doesn't have the power, then it's a successor of his family, Joohyuk. The last 2 Neo Debos commanders prepare for a fight. Joohyuk fights one while the rest fight the other. However, this was a trap for Dinosaurus to capture Joohyuk. Joohyuk attempts to save his brother, then is captured himself. Dinosaurus rips off Joohyuk's shirt to reveal the Dinosaur King's mark. With the King's power and his own power combined, Dinosaurus will be able to take over the universe. The team gathers, not knowing what to do. Joohyuk explains that he was pretending to have the mark to lead Neo Debos away. Joohyuk is gonna have to save Joohyuk alone and defeat Dinosaurus. The team cheer him on, but, they're not going to help either? I'm pretty sure Joohyuk's mech has room for a few more people. Well, alright, I guess. The final battle is about to begin. Episode 12. Forever, Dinoforce Brave. Joohyuk storms Neo Debos' ship and frees Joohyuk. The brothers hug and transform for their last fight. The battle goes to the mechs as everyone gathers their brave to defeat Dinosaurus. Anticlimactic battle aside, Torin goes back to the spirit world. Everyone leaves their jackets behind and return to their normal lives. In the after credits, Joohyuk catches up with his brother. Joohyuk hands him brand new toys. When used, they summon the next team, Power Rangers Animal Force. Yamato's actor even makes a neat cameo. One more thing. Thank you TV Nihon for subbing this fun series, and thank you Bombastic Blake for requesting this.
2017년 4월 방송 스타트!
I honestly wasn't expecting to go through the series this fast. I had a few videos in mind that I was working on, and just so happened to watch Dinosaur Brave between all of it. I knew my viewers probably weren't expecting another retrospective this soon right after the Die Ranger video. This shouldn't come as a surprise to me since the series is short, and it's nice to say the least. I mentioned earlier that things have felt a bit samey. Of course, being a sequel series, that's an inevitability. Even minor things like the title cards and music are recycled. You can pretty much say that Dinosaur Brave is a reskinned Joohyuk, but shorter. That's a good and bad thing. Joohyuk is still very well loved, so if the sequel is similar, then it's more of the same fun. On the other hand, I know a lot of people, including myself, would rather have something a little more different. I'm not saying Dinosaur Brave is completely devoid of originality, there just could have been more. But hey, if it ain't broke, you know the rest. So I understand. Being only 12 episodes long means that the pacing is fast with basically no filler. Much like Joohyuk, our Gold Ranger was introduced by the start. We see a glimpse of him as early as episode 2. I've said before how I think some toku shows could have been helped by being shortened. It definitely gave me a more positive vibe for Dinosaur Brave. Sort of. Really, the only thing I didn't like about the story is more of a nitpick. The focus is entirely on Joohyuk and Joohyuk. That was inevitable because of Joohyuk, so I don't mind it either. I actually liked their story. What I didn't like was how Perun and Dohee got nothing outside their introduction. Sechang and Hyunjin got to spend some screen time with Joohyuk. Naturally, I thought that Perun and Dohee would get the same treatment. That way, each team member has some more reason to trust Joohyuk and feel more like a family. At least in Joohyuk, every single character got some focus, even outside of single episodes about them. Daigo, or King, would often help his team, encouraging them to do their best constantly. Joohyuk encourages his team once, leaving everyone else seem almost like an afterthought. The faster pace is great, but there still needs to be a balance between the team. Give everyone a reason to be there. Once, Joohyuk told Perun that Perun was better at shooting than him. It gets shown like 2 minutes later, and that's all we get for Perun. I know I rambled about it, but again, it's more of a nitpick for me since I've seen seasons before that act like some characters aren't even there. Neo Dayboss seem like they're just there to have a villain. That's pretty much it. They're cannon fodder, including the big bad, Daisaurus. However, I don't mind. I knew they weren't going to be fleshed out, so the least they could do is deliver some awesome action and look cool doing it. That's what I got, and I'm fine with it. As another quick side note, I don't mind either that the other Rangers didn't show up. I knew it wasn't going to happen with such a short production. The story with Joohyuk and Joohyuk was pretty alright. If there was going to be one story to follow for 12 episodes, then a long lost brother story is fine. I'm glad they went this way rather than recycling Daigo's lost dad. Joohyuk and Joohyuk being brothers was something I could see from a mile away though. The moment Joohyuk said that he used to have a brother, I knew that the Gold Ranger was going to be part of this. It still worked out fine. I did want to see what was going to happen between the two. Here's where I would talk about the rest of the team individually, but I don't think there's much to say. They do their job and that's about it. No, really, that's it. I don't have a problem with them other than two not getting much to do. Sechang is suave, Hyunjin is a tough guy, Perun is a funny rich boy, and Dohee is pretty cute. Yeah, I can't exactly say much else. On to my final thoughts. I've been saying the words alright and fine a lot. At the end of the day, I think Dinosaur Brave is alright. It's fine. It's completely harmless. If you want to watch something and lay back, then go for it. You could think of this as an 1.5 hour long movie. I wouldn't say it's a dumbed down version of Joohyuk. It tries to be its own thing and does okay. If you think that this show completely butchers Joohyuk, then you don't have to watch it. You don't even have to pretend that it exists. For everyone else, sit back and enjoy. Power Rangers Dinosaur Brave, or Joohyuk Brave, is a lot of fun. With all that being said, I'll see you guys next time when we get called into the wild with Dubotsu Sentai Joohyuk.